What's up, everybody, and welcome to Read the Bible with me. I'm Stan Jr., and today we're looking at Joshua chapter 23. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell. And if you're a Bible Club member, please like this video and leave a comment below. I always love to see Bible Club members. If you're wondering what that is, it's a person that supports this ministry with $10 a month so that we can send missionaries around the world and so that we can send Bibles to persecuted Christians. And so God's been so good to us. We have a goal of reaching 100 patrons this year. And so I'm grateful for anyone that would like to join us to reach that goal, all right? You can click the link in my description and become a patron for $10. Now let's look at chapter 23, verse 1. It says, "A long time afterward, when the Lord had given rest to Israel from all of their surrounding enemies, and Joshua was old and well advanced in years. Joshua summoned all of Israel, its leaders or elders and heads, its judges and officers, and said to them, I am now old and well advanced in years, and you have seen all that the Lord your God has done to all these nations for your sake. For it is the Lord your God who has fought for you. Behold, I have allotted to you as an inheritance for your tribes those nations that remain, along with all the nations that I have already cut off from the Jordan to the great sea in the west." I want to stop a minute and just tell you a little story about Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is a famous TV show guy. He would do children's television. And they did a movie about him. And in this movie, the interviewer asked him to come to his home where his father was dying. An interviewer and Mr. Rogers had created a relationship. And so Mr. Rogers said, "Sure, I'll come see your dad, because his dad was dying." And so he comes to see his dad, has a good time. Everybody's laughing, joking. And then he said, "Well, I've got to get going." But on his way out, he whispered something in the ear of the dad of the interviewer, the dad that was about to die. And then the dad allowed him to leave. He's like, "Okay." He looked at him and said, "Okay, I'll do that for you. No, I'll take care of that." And then he goes, Mr. Rogers goes to walk out, and the guy walks him out. He says, "What'd you ask my dad to do for you?" He says, "Well, I asked him to pray for me and ask the Lord, when he gets to where he's going, ask God to, pray for me." And so he said, "Why would you ask my dad to do that?" He said, "Well, because he's closer than anyone to God right now." And when we understand that the older we get, the closer we're actually getting to God, we'll live our lives much differently in our later years. It will fill our lives with doing the work of Christ in the world. And so Joshua is telling them, he's gathered everybody around because his focus is right. And he's letting them know, all right, I'm about to go, and I've got a few things to tell you before I leave. Then he says, "Behold, I have allotted you this inheritance for your tribes, all these nations that remain, along with all the nations that I have already cut off from the Jordan to the great sea in the west. The Lord your God will push them back before you and drive them out of your sight, and you shall possess their land, just as the Lord your God promised you. Therefore, be very strong to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, turning aside from it neither to the right hand or to the left, that you may not mix with these nations remaining among you, or make mention of the names of their gods, or swear by them, or serve them, or bow down to them. But you shall cling to the Lord your God, just as you have done to this day. For the Lord has driven out before you great and strong nations. And as for you, no man has been able to stand before you to this day. One man of you puts to flight 1,000. Since it is the Lord your God who fights for you, just as he promised you. Be very careful, therefore, to love the Lord your God. For if you turn back and cling to the remnant of these nations, remaining among you, and make marriages with them, so that you associate with them and they with you, know for certain that the Lord your God will no longer drive out these nations before you, but they shall be a snare and a trap for you, a whip on your sides and thorns in your eyes, until you perish from off this good ground that the Lord your God has given you. And now I am about to go the way of all the earth. He said, I'm about to die. And you know that in your hearts and souls, all of you, that not one word has failed of all the good things that the Lord your God has promised concerning you. All have come to pass for you, not one of them has failed. But just as all the good things that the Lord your God has promised concerning you have been fulfilled for you, so the Lord will bring upon you all the evil things until he has destroyed you from off this good land that the Lord your God has given you. If you transgress the covenant of the Lord your God, which he commanded you, and go and serve other gods, and bow down to them, then the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and you shall perish quickly from off the good land that he has given to you. And so what he's saying here is that, hey, look, just as God has kept his promises with all the good things in your life, God will keep his promises with relinquishing those good things, with withholding those good things from you, if you are not walking in his way. He's talking to children. This is conditional, totally conditional. That was chapter 23 of the book of Joshua. Now, I'm so excited because, look, y'all, next time you see me, we're going to be reading chapter 24 of the book of Joshua, the last chapter of Joshua. Then we'll move to a book called Judges. Yeah, the book of Judges. It's going to be some good stuff here. So I'm excited. If you'd like to become a patron, click the link in my description below. Go ahead and do that. Come on, help me reach 100 patrons with $10 a month so we can reach the world with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Amen. I love you all. Next time I see you, we'll be reading 24, all right? God bless you. You have a blessed day. Peace.